goodness, man. The Braves are 3-1 to start the season, man. Very happy with the way that things are going right now. That lineup is savage. Just like the beatdown that The Rock, the final boss, and the Tribal Chief handed to Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins at the end of Monday Night Raw, man. Not as brutal as the beating last week that The Rock gave to Cody, leaving him a bloody mess, but a nice whipping from the final boss ahead of WrestleMania, man. We're gonna go over what I thought was a great ending to the show. Great ending to the show. Very entertaining open to the show. Everything in between. Some of it was good, some of it was bad. Was it the greatest Raw of all time? Was it the biggest Raw of all time? No. Not even close, man. Not even close. But I'll tell you what is the greatest. This post-show. This post-show, man. Every single week, we nail it. Nobody does it better. The Rock. It's not the final boss. I am. Why? Because when this show is over, where do you guys flock to? The OTS venue. That's exactly where I'm going. And when I get there, I'm going to have myself an old-fashioned. And when I take a sip, I want to know tonight, what the fuck are you guys drinking? I'll see you over there.
Why has Triple H been so successful? Why is Triple H running WWE better than Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard on Monday and Friday night? Long-term booking.
Thank you so very much for joining me right here on Off the Script. This is your Monday Night Raw post show for April 1st, 2024. I am your host, JD from New York. As always, coming to you live from the OTS venue. Thank you guys so very much for joining me on your April Fools. April 1st, this Monday, wherever you may be. I did not partake in the April Fool's shenanigans on social media. I wanted to make a very colorful comment on Vince McMahon, but I refrained from doing that because I thought it would be in poor taste, knowing that he likes to take dumps. Didn't want to do it. So I just stayed off social media for the better part of the day until CM Punk dropped a pipe bomb today, man, on Ariel Helwani, man. It brings me great pleasure to see all the AEW neckbeards crying that I agreed with some of what CM Punk said. It's not my fault that your CEO fumbled the bag on the biggest free agent in the history of the business. I'm sorry, man. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to tell you, man? Go and touch some grass, man. Find a coping mechanism. And please, get a good night's sleep, man. Me and Drew, me and the Egghead will be live tomorrow for TNT episode 42. Live at 1 p.m. to go over the CM Punk Ariel Helwani interview that set the internet ablaze today. That's the big announcement. Man. Drew and I were planning on doing something on Thursday. We still may be doing something on Thursday because I will be staying with him in Philly on Thursday into Friday. And I think we'll be doing something from the B&B that we have rented out. And he hit me up today and said, with what happened today, we got to go live. I'm like, when do you want to go live? He said, we got to do something. I'm like, does tomorrow work for you? He's like, tomorrow's perfect. I don't fly out till 8 p.m. And I have 1 to 3 p.m. Eastern free. Let's do it. I'm like, all right. Let's do it. So you guys are getting TNT tomorrow afternoon, episode 42. Not tomorrow night. Tomorrow afternoon, 1 p.m. It's going to be live on YouTube. Make sure you guys set your notifications. The stream will be up in the morning. So make sure you guys get that ready and get yourself notified, man. It should be a banger show. Monday Night Raw. I'm not going to talk about AEW tonight. We'll save that for the discussion tomorrow. I know there was some AEW news happening this evening. Tony Khan is firing a bunch of people. Budget cuts, roster cuts, whatever you want to call them, happening tonight. Nobody really of great importance, but I find it very coincidental that CM Punk went on Ariel Helwani's podcast and said, AEW isn't a business. They don't really give a shit about making money or making revenue. They don't give a shit about selling tickets. It's not a business. Tony Khan is not a businessman. He's a fan. And then here we are. And after those comments by CM Punk, we have at least 10 known names released from AEW. Man, what a coincidence, man. Holy shit. We'll talk about that tomorrow as well. Monday Night Raw. The Rock, tonight, told Seth Rollins, mic to mic, that this was the biggest Monday Night Raw of all time. False. It was not. This was nowhere close to being the biggest Monday Night Raw of all time. I actually enjoyed last week's show infinitely better than this week's show. And this week's show is in another hot market, another major city like Brooklyn, New York, man. They were hot. It was a big crowd. Sold out. The largest gate in Monday Night Raw history was the Barclays Center tonight. 15 consecutive sellouts for WWE, spanning across Raw and SmackDown. But the show itself came off very mediocre. It wasn't a bad show. How could it be a bad show when you got Cody, when you got Seth, you got Roman and the Bloodline, and then the final boss is there? And then you got everything else happening on that show. It wasn't a bad show. It was just not as good as last week's show. Now, the big thing that happened tonight was basically WWE is setting up for the last 5 days of WrestleMania. How can we add some proverbial cherries on top of this WrestleMania Sunday? They did a little of that tonight. A couple of cherries here, some sprinkles over there, and we are now ready for WrestleMania. The Rock and Roman Reigns showed up. Nothing more was really added to. Nothing more was really said outside of what we've already been privy to. Nothing new was added to anything. No new dialogue, no new developments, nothing. Absolutely nothing of the sort. The Rock came out, expressed that he's the final boss. He expressed why he beat the shit out of Cody Rhodes. He gloated about throwing him into his nightmare bus. And WWE is rolling on into Philadelphia with that tag team main event, which seemingly is the main event of WrestleMania. It's the only thing that WWE seemingly gives a shit about because The Rock is a part of it. It seems like a bigger deal than the WWE Universal Heavyweight Championship match on Sunday night between Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. But I'm sure night one will directly affect greatly what happens on night two. Nothing new was added. Roman Reigns, he comes out, talks about his documentary. I did watch the Roman Reigns documentary last night. I did watch that alongside the final episode of Those Who Live, The Walking Dead with Michonne and Rick, which I thought was a fantastic series. I thought what they did in the last episode was a little rushed, but I did enjoy the overall story, and it brought me back to when The Walking Dead was really, really good. And then I watched the Roman Reigns documentary soon after that was over. I enjoyed the documentary. I loved the feel of the documentary. I loved how emotional the bloodline got. Jimmy, Jay, Roman talking about real life instances. And it was basically one huge Roman Reigns circle jerk. That's all it was. There was no new information there that you didn't already know. There wasn't no new, Roman Reigns. Oh my goodness, I didn't know this about Roman Reigns, or I didn't know that about Roman Reigns. It was basically everything you knew. It was basically WWE hyping Roman Reigns up going into the 40th anniversary of WrestleMania, claiming that he's the greatest of all time. That's all that it was. It was scripted propaganda. And Roman Reigns has had a tremendous title run, whether you want to admit it or not, whether you want to look at the statistics or not, whether you want to look at the overall defenses or not. What Roman Reigns has done has been incredible. What Roman Reigns has done with everybody he's been in the ring with has been incredible. What he's done with the bloodline has been incredible. The story with Sami Zayn was one of my personal favorites in modern WWE history. But at the end of the day, it was basically one big circle jerk for WWE on Roman Reigns. Roman didn't really add any new dialogue either. This is our show. We run this show. We did it for the family. Family above all. Same shit. Nothing really new on Monday night. Out comes Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is out there, very animated, very over. People singing his song. And then he challenges The Rock to a one-on-one match tonight. And then he said, well, The Rock doesn't have the balls to fight me one-on-one, so Roman Reigns, what about you? How about we do Rollins and Reigns one-on-one tonight? Either one of you. Let's do it. Now, they weren't going to give Rollins and Reigns away on Raw. They weren't going to have Reigns wrestle 5 days before WrestleMania. The Rock was certainly not getting in the ring for his first match in 8 years, they say. 8 years, and it be a Monday Night Raw in Brooklyn. No way. That's happening at WrestleMania in Philly. So WWE gave us 35 minutes of an opening segment, commercial-free, with Reigns and Rock and Rollins and the Bloodline. Entertaining segment. The energy was high. The energy was there. Everybody loved it. Everybody hanging on to every word. And then we get the announcement that deflated the entire crowd. Rollins will not be wrestling The Rock. Rollins will not be wrestling Reigns. Rollins will be wrestling Solo Sikoa. Great. Great, man. Oh, man, I'd never seen that one before, man. I didn't see that one coming from fucking 16 miles away. Now, we all knew what was going to go down. They advertised Cody for being medically inactive to be there this evening. Sure thing. That's a dead giveaway that he's going to show up in the last segment of the show, which he did. And I knew something was going to happen in that match because that's a nothing match. WWE typically gives you a nothing match that gives way to a major angle. And they use Solo and Rollins to give you the closing angle that we got tonight, which was great. Cody got whipped like a government mule, taking a play out of Jim Ross's commentary playbook. He and Rollins got whipped badly. And Rock and Reigns stood tall on Monday Night Raw. See a lot of people in the chat saying that after tonight, Cody ain't winning the championship. Folks, Cody, I'm going to need you all to get with the program, okay? I'm going to need you all to get with the program. If you're there listening to me now live, watching me on your phone or your TV or your PC monitor, whatever the case may be, I'm going to need you to clean your ears out, okay? If you're listening to me on iTunes or Spotify, I'm going to need you to open your fucking ears. Cody Rhodes is not losing this weekend at WrestleMania. They have not done all that they have done to get to this point, to have this man lose. If Cody loses on Sunday, he might as well pack his bags and go begging Tony Khan for his job back. His stock in WWE will be at zero. If Cody loses on Sunday, I don't want to hear the name Rhodes again in WWE. Ever. He cannot lose. They got Friday. After tonight, they got Friday. If you watch pro wrestling, if you go read the Pro Wrestling Handbook, Pro Wrestling for Idiots 101, after a segment like we got to end Raw, you would think that Cody and Rollins are going to win on Saturday. No. No, they are not. They are stacking the deck against Cody. They are going to make this so unattainable for Cody Rhodes that when Sunday comes, it's going to be the biggest cinema, because that's what the cool kids say, the biggest cinema in WWE history. Now, we do have Friday. I think with the ending we got on Raw, we do have Friday. They will be in Philly. Everybody will be in town. It will be the Hall of Fame. The Rock will be in the arena. Roman will be in the arena. The Rock's grandmother is going into the Hall of Fame, as announced tonight. Everybody will be there. So they could easily book some sort of angle on Friday night for them to get some of their heat back and then go into Saturday. Saturday's tag team match is going to play directly into night 2. Saturday's tag team match is a tag team match that Cody and Rollins will lose. 100% guaranteed. There is no way that match on Sunday happens and it not be Bloodline rules. It's absolutely going to happen. And you know what? I would be greatly disappointed if the good guys on Saturday win. I do. I will be very disappointed. I'm looking for the... Now, normally I don't like what I'm about to tell you because it's just convoluted and cringy and just over the top. And, you know, I'm going to give way to this weekend and I'm going to be a fan. I'm going to shut my fucking mouth, which is very difficult for me to do on an old day. I'm going to shut my mouth and I'm going to watch chaos. And I'm going to love every fucking bit of it. I don't want a one-on-one match. I don't want some standard, boring, vanilla title. Cody wins after kicking out of 4 spears. No. No, I don't want none of that. Cody is going to be so behind against the Bloodline that it's going to be almost unnatural for him to come back and win the championship. This is where we call in John Cena. This is where we call in Stone Cold Steve Austin. And we get the Avengers assembling to help Cody on the 40th anniversary of WrestleMania take down the Bloodline. You know who was all across that Roman Reigns documentary last night? John Cena. You know who was all across that Roman Reigns documentary last night? Stone Cold Steve Austin. You know what they both said? Roman Reigns is the greatest of all time. Now, what a coincidence, man. Just like Tony Khan stating that he's never going to fire anybody to just let people go like WWE. And here we are. After Punk said that AEW is not a business, Tony Khan's letting people go. Sure thing. Everybody always falls back on their word. eventually, Stone Cold Steve Austin and John Cena, they have a problem with The Rock and Roman Reigns. So why not? So what I'm telling you guys is, come Sunday, if Cody and Rollins don't walk into that behind and the unbelievable underdogs, I'm going to be disappointed, because I'm looking for the most outlandish, I'm looking for the most wrestling, over-the-top, nonsensical fucking garbage that you could possibly ever throw at somebody. I want it all. I want it all. I want Austin. I want Cody being beaten down so fucking badly on Sunday night that that glass shatters and you see Stone Cold fucking driving his 4x4 down to the fucking ramp. That's what I want to see. I want to see stunners being given out. I want to see fucking bedlam. I want to see mayhem. 40th anniversary. It will be what, 25 years since The Rock and Stone Cold met face-to-face at a WrestleMania? John Cena has things with the bloodline that he needs to tie up. The last time we saw John Cena, he was absolutely decimated by Solo Sikoa. Over the top. I want to see it all. That's exactly what I hope for. In fact, I'm hyping it up so much, I'm going to be disappointed if I don't get that. But I know Cody and Rollins were beaten badly tonight, whipped with The Rock's weight belt, which was basically a Cody weight belt that he was wearing. He beat him with his own weight belt. We do have Friday. I do think that they get some of their revenge back on Friday. Not much, but they will get some of it back on Friday, being that everybody will be in the building. What else happened on Raw, you say? Not much. Sami Zayn and Chad Gable, they continued their Rocky-esque story. Gable training Zayn for his match against Gunther and the Intercontinental Championship. Excellent vignette. Gable training Zayn, Gable watching tape of Gunther, telling him what to look out for with Zayn, and then Gunther basically doing something that we haven't seen Gunther do in his entire run. And that is get desperate. It's almost as if Gunther came off, I don't want to say scared, because he's not scared of Sami Zayn. Gunther came off almost as if he's afraid that Sami Zayn could be the guy that has what it takes to end his reign. And he wanted to assert his dominance. He got the one up and beat the shit out of Sami Zayn before Saturday afternoon. Something that we haven't seen from Gunther. Gunther is just so straight-laced. Goes in there, has a one-on-one match, beats you because he's that good, and then walks home. Goodbye. Instead, he beat his opponent before the match. Cheap shotted him before the match. Something that we haven't seen from Gunther. So it's quite telling that they did that little thing tonight with Gunther. So we'll talk about that as well. And then Becky Lynch. She showed up on the Ariel Helwani show in a very cringy moment. Very unnatural and very forced. Live on air when Rhea Ripley was there being interviewed by Ariel Helwani. He had a big show today. She showed up, called him via video phone, said, "I'm outside the building," showed up in the building, and then started to pick a fight with Rhea Ripley, and they had a big pull-apart brawl. I'd like to see more of that on shows like that, but it needs to be a little bit more less forced. And I'm not really sold on Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch with the basis of Becky being angry because Rhea mentioned her daughter. Ooh. It's got to be more than that. You can't be angry for just that. Stop. Little force there. Outside that, we got Sami Zayn versus Bronson Reed. Great match. Ricochet continues to shine once again. It's almost like Triple H knows that Ricochet's a damn good professional wrestler. He did some great things in there against my guy Ivar. We'll talk about that. And then, obviously, nothing really materializing with the rest of the show. But I'm glad you guys are here with me tonight on this Monday night, April 1st, 2024. Again, I want to thank you guys very much, man. It's going to be a big week. It's going to be a big week. I got my calendar for the week, my schedule for the week posted on social media, man. It's going to be a big week. Monday, obviously, tonight we're live. Tuesday, I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow night. I may actually do something on my own tomorrow night. I'm not really sure. But you are getting a TNT episode 42 tomorrow. And you are going to get that at 1 p.m. Eastern right here on this channel. So Drew and I will be live. Should be a big show. You don't want to miss it. We got a lot to say about the CM Punk discussion on the Ariel Helwani podcast. So we will be live 1 p.m. Eastern tomorrow afternoon right here on the channel. TNT Live. And then Drew's going to fly to Philly. Wednesday, I will be live with Jesse, I believe, as of now, unless I hear otherwise, because I know Jesse is sick. Thoughts and prayers to Jesse's family. The family's not feeling too well with a little round of pneumonia. So, thoughts and prayers for Jesse's family and Jesse himself and his son. Tough time over there. If I hear otherwise, I will be live with Jesse on Wednesday night. And then after the stream, I am driving to Atlantic City in the dead of night. The Mustang hits the road. Going down to Atlantic City, getting to the apartment, setting up, waking up, making a stop in Cherry Hill to do some business, and then I'll be on my way to Philadelphia early in the morning on Thursday morning. Drew and I will be together. We may do something at the B&B, and then Thursday, we're going to go to dinner. We got a beautiful dinner planned, and then we're going to go see The Undertaker, Dead Man Show. Drinks to be had Thursday night because there's nothing going on. And that'll take us into Friday, where Friday I will be doing House of Glory, 3 p.m. It's going to be HOG versus Pro Wrestling Revolver, Sami Callahan's promotion. It's going to be a big show. I'm going to be on the call with Jason Solomon, a.k.a. the Beast himself, Solomonster. And we'll be doing our thing, 3 p.m. If you guys want to watch that show, it is available on Fight TV, now Triller TV, for $9.99. You guys can get in on that. Very inexpensive to buy. What will be a tremendous show. Mustafa Ali against the Amazing Red in the main event. Something you don't want to miss. Earlier on Friday, we wake up, we get coffee, we get breakfast. We're going to WWE World. So if you guys are going to be going to WWE World between 10 a.m. and maybe 1 p.m., make sure you guys, if you see us, come say what's up. So we'll be at WWE World. And then Saturday, we'll be doing the thing. Friday, I will be live for SmackDown. I will be going back to Atlantic City after House of Glory. I will be going and doing SmackDown live. I will be live on YouTube. Saturday, we're going to WrestleCon. So if you're going to WrestleCon on Saturday, make sure you guys come and say what's up. And then the tailgate. 2 days of tailgate. Day 1 and day 2. I will be there at 1 p.m. with Drew. Going to be hanging about. And then Sunday, we'll be doing the tailgate day 2. And that's when we have the live TNT on day 2 of the tailgate. So make sure you guys get your tickets. Drew tweeted it out today. Go get your tickets. Still available. And then obviously Saturday and Sunday we'll be live from the apartment, my apartment. I'll be live from the venue for the WrestleMania Night 1 and Night 2 post shows, man. It's going to be a tremendous week ahead. So make sure you guys are tuned in for Off the Script. Follow me on social media at JDfromNY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. Make sure you go check out all the content on the channel. Plenty of it. Hit that thumbs up. We got 3,200 people in here. No questions asked. We need 1,000 likes. That's the goal tonight. 1,000 likes. If you have not hit the thumbs up, do it. Super chats are open. Get them on in. We'll hang out at the end of the show. Let's start April like we know we can. And tonight's show sponsored by my great friends over at Blue Chew. BlueChew.com. Code JD at checkout. Go and finish your own story. Show Cody Rhodes how it's done. BlueChew.com. Code JD at checkout for your free sample. All you need to do is pay that $5. Shipping and handling. AEW ain't the same without both JD, Jesse review podcast post shows. Well, if Jesse can't be there, what would you like me to do? I'll be live either way, whether it's with Jesse or without Jesse. And no, I'm not going to WrestleMania. Oh, but JD, why are you going to be in Philly and not go to WrestleMania? Well, because I have an apartment in Atlantic City, which is 45 minutes away, number one. And number two, why would I give up 9,000 guaranteed live viewers for the biggest WrestleMania main event of all time? Kind of sounds ridiculous. Why do I want to go to a show and then get stuck in traffic leaving the Lincoln Financial Field to get home and do the post show? Nah. I'm just going to be grounded at home with a beer and some snacks. That's what I'm going to do. Jesse's going to be there. Jesse's going to be live. There you go. You got the man himself in the chat. First-hand account. He'll be there. There you go. Monday Night Raw. Start off with the final boss. The Rock. He showed up. Before that, I love the fact that WWE opened the show with footage of the WrestleMania 40 set being constructed 5 days before the actual show takes place. Great. Gives it a nice sports feel, man. You know what I'm thinking? I love this. I'm watching this. I'm like, we didn't really see that type of, pull back the curtain video or still shot when we were younger, Vince never kind of revealed that fourth wall. Oh, you can't look at the set being built, pal. It's going to give away the illusion, pal. I like it. Imagine you're a youngster, man, and you're excited about WrestleMania, right? You're 6, 7 years old, and you're excited for The Rock, and you're excited for Cody to finish his story, and then WWE shows you a still shot or a still video or something of the set being constructed, man. That's something that's going to add to the excitement, man. We didn't get that when we were little watching WWE back in the 80s and 90s. We didn't get that. So I quite like that little change in production. I love that. Rock made his entrance. It's got a great entrance. Everybody's hyped when The Rock comes out. We get lightning. We get this. There was this new silhouette of The Rock, man. It was like he was shrouded in lightning. It was a silhouette of The Rock wearing his fancy vest on the big screen. And he got this figure just kind of pulsing with lightning going up and down the Titantron, man. I like it. The Rock's entrance, I wonder what they're going to do. They're probably going to go over the top for his entrance at WrestleMania. He entered the ring, and he looked at the sold-out crowd. I made that boy bleed. It's the first thing he said. Rock took his hands and wrapped them around that little head, and I rammed that boy's head into that bus and split his head wide open, and there was blood all over The Rock's hands. Said he wiped the blood on his belt, and as promised, the only thing missing from the belt now are the tears of Mama Rhodes. Rock is vicious. I love it. Rock said the Cody Crybabies around the world were so upset, he made their hero bleed. He asked if there were any Cody Crybabies in the crowd tonight. So we got a chant of Rocky. I guess there weren't many Cody Crybabies there, or they didn't want to admit that they were Cody Crybabies. So then The Rock says this, to throw it to the Titantron. Some of these people I gladly upset, but there was a small pocket of people that I took into account. And then he shows the big screen, and we see this footage of little kids on social media crying when The Rock beat up Cody and made him bleed. We got another Rocky chant breaking out as soon as the footage came back to live action in the ring. Rock looked at this and said, man, those clips break my heart. Those clips break my heart. One kid was crying, I'm never watching this again. I'm never watching Moana again. One you couldn't really even hear, looked like she was maybe 3, 4 years old, crying that Cody got beaten up. Breaks his heart, he says. I started laughing. I don't know, maybe I'm a heartless bitch. I don't know. I started fucking laughing my ass off. It's great. Rock, breaking kids' hearts all around the world, man. You gotta love it, man. What more do you want from a villain, huh? It's great. He says he's a proud 3-time girl dad. So when he sees little ones crying like that, it breaks his heart. He told the parents, look Uncle Rock in the eyes, man. I hope you're watching the TV. Put those little Cody fans in front of the TV screen so he could drop some gospel on them. He says there are times in a life when a man's got to do what a man's got to do. He said sometimes people have to take a beating when they stick their nose where it doesn't belong and talk shit when they shouldn't be. More Rocky chants. He told the fans in the arena that what they're feeling is that pro wrestling is once again cool. He said ratings have skyrocketed because of him. He says they have set the record for the largest gate in the history of Raw ever. He said there is one reason why. I wonder how much those tickets were for tonight's show. It's amazing how they're breaking records. You would think that back in the heyday of WWE, they were breaking all sorts of records. I wonder what they're pulling in for these gates in 2024. What the ticket prices are, how much the merch is. It's like crazy. Inflation. I blame it on inflation. The WWE can thank inflation for the record-breaking gate at the Barclays Center. He said there is one reason why, and that's because finally the final boss has come back to Brooklyn. He says he hasn't come alone, though. Out comes the Bloodline. Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman, Solo Sikoa, Jimmy Uso all made their entrance. Another 5 minutes. This was commercial-free in the first hour. Another 5 minutes for Roman to get down to the ring. Cole, on commentary, noted that Roman said on the documentary last night that premiered on A&E. Was it A&E? I think it was A&E, right? Yesterday that if he loses to Cody, he's gone. It's amazing. Is he really gone? Because I know The Rock is going away for a little bit. Rock is going to film a movie. He's going to be back by August. So if Roman loses, he's gone. Wonder what the WWE would look like with just Cody Rhodes in charge on SmackDown. It's going to be very interesting to see what Cody does to steer the ship there. Cole said Roman will break Hulk Hogan's record on Sunday for the most WrestleMania main events of all time. I want to stop there. This is something that I want you guys to take into account here. Okay? And I know somebody's going to clip this fucking part of the show because the last time I mentioned Hogan, somebody took it out of context. So get your phone ready. Make sure you hit record on the fucking iPhone or Android device that you're holding up watching me because I'm going to drop some gospel on you. I don't give a fuck about Hogan. I don't. But the fact that WWE mentioned Hogan here, they didn't mention Hogan's title reign. He's number 3 all time. Bruno, Bob Backlund, and Hulk Hogan. Everybody made a big deal about Roman breaking Hogan's reign. They didn't mention Hogan's reign. WWE mentioned Hogan's WrestleMania record for the most main events in WrestleMania history. The reason why they mentioned that is because they are giving Roman one Hogan record and not the other. And I know this because it would be fucking ridiculous if Cody goes into night 2 and loses to Roman Reigns. They're giving Roman one of Hogan's records. They're not giving him the record that Hogan has for place number 3 all time. So you're not going to get that one, but I'll give you this one. And here's a little nugget of information for you guys, which the Gen Zers out there, the casuals nowadays that are watching this shit are just going to sweep under the rug. That record is a crock of shit. Roman has main evented more WrestleManias than Hulk Hogan. Why? Because there is now a 2-night WrestleMania. And for the first time in Roman's career, and for the first time in WWE history, 2 guys in Cody and Roman will be main eventing both night 1 and night 2 of WrestleMania. So the reason why Roman Reigns broke Hulk Hogan's all-time WrestleMania record is because WWE is counting night 1 and night 2 as separate main events. They're not counting WrestleMania 39 collectively as one main event. So that record's a crock of shit. and nobody's going to really call it out for what it is. You're all going to go follow the fucking leader in WWE and just kind of blast past it. Roman's breaking Hogan's record because he's main evented more WrestleManias because WWE has gone 2 nights for WrestleMania when Hulk Hogan was not afforded that luxury back in the 80s and 90s. So please, go and clip it. Or maybe don't, because I didn't say anything incriminating. You guys just don't like hearing the truth. Moving on. Moving on. Roman Reigns told Brooklyn to acknowledge him. He's got his hoodie on, the same one that he was wearing on the documentary. He said he came to acknowledge his family. Then we have a chant of yeet happening in Brooklyn. Reigns said, no yeet. If you continue with that, I'm going to leave. Reigns apologized to The Rock for these idiots in Brooklyn. He told them to shut their mouths. Said he wanted to thank his cousin because this is going to be the easiest WrestleMania of his life. He said they're going to smash 2 fools on Saturday and then have their way with Cody the next night with Bloodline rules. Reigns talked about Rock making Cody bleed. He said he whipped Cody. He said it felt good to see him do it. He thanked Rock for putting his family above all. He says that's how a final boss leads. He said Cody isn't fit for the shoes he wears. He says his shoes are fit for a politician, not leadership. He's lucky to be here. When we started making this thing cool again back in 2020, Cody was off somewhere doing a whole lot of nothing. Burn to AEW. He said then, to give AEW some credit, AEW's pandemic era in Daly's place is greater than WWE's pandemic era inside a fucking gymnasium. Let's call a spade a spade. AEW had more productive television than WWE did during the pandemic era. In fact, I'm going to go a step further and say, you guys can clip this as well for all the fucking AEW elitists out there that think I fucking hate Tony Khan and I hate AEW, because I know for a fact you don't watch the fucking show that I do on a weekly basis. It goes in one ear and out the fucking other. During the pandemic era, there was no more important wrestling company than All Elite Wrestling. Fact. Take that and shove it up your fucking asshole. What AEW did during the pandemic era saved professional wrestling. And if you don't like that, I'm sorry. There's a fucking patch of grass in your front lawn that you could go touch. Go lay on it. They were the most important pro wrestling company in 2020. That's it. What they did saved wrestling. AEW Dark was a home for all independent wrestlers that were shut down completely. They didn't have the luxury of a Daly's Place or a fucking performance center to give them weekly television. AEW opened their doors for every independent talent to make AEW Dark at one point or another, believe it or not, the most important wrestling show in the business during the pandemic era. I'm sorry. So I'd love for one of these AEW elitists who are watching this show right now to fucking clip it. I fucking dare you. You won't. Because you got to keep up a good look for all your fucking virgin friends who never felt the essence of a woman. You won't. Oh, JEW loves AEW. I can't show that on my page. Watch the fucking content. If not, shut your fucking mouth. They made it cool in 2020. Cody was off somewhere doing a whole lot of nothing. He said when he saw what the tribal chief was doing, he wanted to be a part of it. He says they allowed him in the open doors, but enough is enough. He says they can't have him trying to take him off of the top of the mountain. This is our mountain. We run this business. And on Sunday, it ain't ever going to be more crystal clear. Seth Rollins comes out and he walks down the aisleway in the fans, in the crowd, a la Shield. Old throwback to the Shield. Says he's not going to be a sucker and let them do what they did to Cody last week. He says he wants to fight, though, but he doesn't want to wait 5 more nights. To the biggest Raw crowd deserves the biggest main event. He says if they think they are responsible for everyone buying tickets, they should put their money where their mouth is and agree to have a match. He suggested Rock face him. I don't think old DJ has the balls. I wonder if all the people that called Egghead entitled, I wonder if all the people that called Beatdown on Tuesday entitled, and who does he think he is? He calls him DJ like he knows him. Are you guys complaining that Seth Rollins said the same thing and used the initials DJ to call him Dwayne Johnson? Nah, right? It's a lot cooler if you go on a content creator's page and blast them for talking the way you don't like someone to talk. But Rollins, it's okay, right? Sure thing. He said if not Rock, maybe Roman will step up. They can pick any stipulation that they want. He says they can do first blood, a ladder match, bloodline rules, a cage match. Who's got the balls? He said. Rock pointed at Seth and said, shut your mouth. You run your mouth and you challenge me or Reigns and asked if he saw what he did to Cody last week. You don't want none of that. He says you won't be facing him or Roman. He told booing fans to sit back down and enjoy the ride that The Rock is taking you on. He says he's a tough, crazy son of a bitch. But he says he always has a plan. Solo stepped up and told Seth that he isn't fighting the tribal chief. You ain't fighting the final boss. You're fighting me. And Seth Rollins says, well, it turns out Solo's got the biggest bag in the bloodline. You're on. Rock then said, it's bloodline rules. See you tonight, boy. That's the way the segment came to a close. After 35 minutes, entertaining segment. We got the energy of The Rock. We got the energy of the bloodline. Roman out there doing his thing. Acknowledge him. Rollins comes out, throws a little couple of wisecracks at DJ. And then we end the segment with the most deflating announcement after they said, well, maybe we'll get Rollins and Rock, which was met with Daniel Bryan yes chants from 16,000 people. Or Roman Reigns, which was met with overwhelming cheers. 35 minutes led to Seth Rollins versus Solo Sikoa. Probably the most deflating way you can end a segment this WrestleMania season. Nobody gives a shit about Solo. Everybody knows Solo is a henchman. Everybody knows Solo is there to take a loss. Everybody knows Solo is a loser. And what is this shit that Solo is now, what is he, like 0-34 in his last 34 matches? Is WWE counting every house show loss that Solo Sikoa has accumulated since beating John Cena? Because I know for a fact he hasn't wrestled 34 fucking times on television. Very good segment. Very good segment with a deflating conclusion. And has anybody noticed that Paul Heyman's in the ring? Which, by the way, Paul Heyman did announce tonight that Roman Reigns is inducting him into the Hall of Fame. The biggest champion of the modern era, doing the deed for Paul Heyman. Can't complain. It's better than a RVD or a Bubba Ray, Bully Ray, Tommy Dreamer. WWE wanted this to be a big deal. Not to say that it wouldn't be a big deal with those guys, because Paul Heyman is a big deal, but Roman Reigns inducting Paul Heyman is a big deal. And Paul Heyman, honestly, deserves every bit of it. Every bit of it. From what he has done on television for us, with ECW all the way to where you see him now, he deserves it. Segment was good. Just a deflating announcement of Solo Sikoa and Seth Rollins. Seriously. But outside that, I enjoyed it. Paul Heyman, like I was mentioning, he's in the ring. And you know Paul Heyman to be one of the greatest talkers in the history of the business. You got Rock out there. You got Roman out there. It's a little weird. Do you guys feel this way as well? It's a little weird that Paul Heyman's just standing in the corner holding both championships, not uttering a single word. It's almost as if he's useless with The Rock being in the bloodline. You know, where Paul Heyman used to speak and used to add dialogue. There's no need for Paul Heyman. What do you need to add when The Rock is there and Roman's there? Not much. A little weird. They showed Rhea Ripley on the MMA Hour with Ariel Helwani. Again, make sure you guys tune in to this channel, 1 p.m. Drew and I will be live for TNT Tuesday Night Titans. We will go over the CM Punk Ariel Helwani segment of that podcast. We have it all written out for you. Bullet points. So when people say content creator is not a real job, go get a real job. Oh, really? Sat here for hours transcribing a fucking podcast. Great job. They showed the Becky call and then revealing she was in the building. She confronted Ripley. Ripley stood up, dared her to hit her, as Becky said she couldn't be talking about her daughter like that. Reminds me of some fucking geek on YouTube. My baby daughter! My baby daughter! She's upset that Rhea Ripley mentioned her baby daughter! The New Day. Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. They teamed with DIY, Tommaso Ciampa, and Johnny Gargano. Against the Judgment Day, Damian Priest, Finn Balor, Dominic Mysterio, and JD McFish. JD McNuggets. This match went 5 minutes. Match went 5 minutes, man. Barely anything. The most important thing that happened in this match is there was an announcement. There was an announcement from Michael Cole. Judgment Day won in 5 minutes. Nobody gives a shit. The most important thing in this match that was given to us via Michael Cole on commentary is that at WrestleMania, 6 teams will battle for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships. Both sets of tag team title belts from Raw and SmackDown will be hanging above the ring. And the match will end when all belts have been grabbed. Now, one team could honestly grab all 4 titles. And we'll be right back in the same boat with where we are with Judgment Day. They'll be both Raw and SmackDown Tag Team Championships. But by the sounds of it, that's a little too logical for WWE. By the sounds of it, we could realistically see one team grab one set of titles and another team grab the other set of titles. And we could be looking at, based on what he said here, we could be looking at 2 sets of tag team champions coming out of WWE this weekend. We could go back to Raw tag team titles and SmackDown tag team titles, and they may very well do that at WrestleMania. I don't know if that's going to be the case or not. Like I said, one team realistically could grab all 4 championships, and we could be right back in the same boat with Judgment Day, you know, or somebody holding all 4 titles. I don't want to see that happen. I don't. I would love if they just get rid of the Raw and SmackDown tag team titles, merge them into basically one set of titles, meaning take the 4 and merge it into 2 belts. One title, the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships, where they would be defended on both Raw and SmackDown, just like the women's Tag Team Championships. That's the way to go. I've been saying that back since 2017. Nobody remembers that, though. I remember it. I've been saying it every single year since then. It's the best way to go about it. WWE does not have enough teams on either show for 2 separate titles to keep a tag team division afloat. They don't. Don't tell me they do, and don't include Indus Sher or Mish Truth or some other fucking loser tag team that WWE doesn't want to push. But they got Cedric Alexander and Ashante Adonis. Yeah? What happened to that one vignette they cut 3 months ago? Where did that go? Stop. No, they don't. They didn't then, and they don't now. They push the same fucking teams every goddamn week. They don't give a shit about pushing new teams. One set of titles across Raw and SmackDown. That's the way to go. But what WWE is going to do, I'll tell you exactly what they're going to do. They're going to take both of these titles, put them on two separate teams, and they're going to give you the WWE Tag Team titles, and they're going to give you the World Tag Team titles. So just like every other belt that they've reimagined in the modern era, you're going to have the World's Heavyweight Championships, and you're going to have the WWE Championships. That's what they're going to do, which will play into the rumor that new belts have already been made, and that's where they're going to go. Meanwhile, I know what the answer is. One division, one set of titles, and all teams can float back and forth. But what the fuck do I know? What do I know? All I do is sit on YouTube in front of a fucking green screen and a beautiful graphic, and I talk pro wrestling. Oh, yeah, great, man. That's fucking great. Like I haven't been saying the logical thing to do since 2016. Sorry. Bell rang 40 minutes into this thing, and Damian Priest basically wins it for the heels here. This went 5 minutes. It was a crazy spot in this thing where Gargano dove through the ropes, suicide dive on Dominic Mysterio, and he overshot him. He landed face first, head first onto the mat. He landed almost upside down in front of the commentary table. Sean Ross Sapp said that there was no injury scare, and Johnny Gargano remains healthy. He's not injured. Good job. So, Priest gave Ciampa a razor's edge for the 1, 2, 3, and that was basically it. Judgment Day wins on the go-home show, which, if pro wrestling history is anything to go by, Judgment Day will not be walking out of WrestleMania as the tag team champions. Reigns and Rock, they're backstage. Reigns says that Rock had things covered tonight. Reigns says he would leave The Rock, and that was because he was going to go write the script. He's going to go write the speech for Paul Heyman's induction on Friday night. He asked where he was going. Reigns says he's going to write Heyman's speech. Heyman looked right into the camera and confirmed that Reigns would be inducting him into the Hall of Fame, dropping a little nugget of information on everybody live on Monday Night Raw. A video aired of Chad Gable and Sami Zayn. This is one of my favorite parts of the show. Chad Gable leading a film session and a workout session with Sami Zayn at the WWE Performance Center ahead of his match with Gunther at WrestleMania for the Intercontinental title. It listed the training starting at 7:46 a.m. Sami thought he was finished with a grueling workout. They were in the ring, and Gable put him in his sleeper from behind and then dropped him. Zayn didn't like it. "What was that about, Chad?" he says, yelling at him. Gable asked to do it all again. You're not ready. You can't let your guard down with Gunther. Sami says, I'm not going to let you do this to me again. You're not going to wear me out a week before WrestleMania. It's the biggest match of my life. Gable asked, what is holding him back? Sami said, listen, I'm afraid of letting everyone down. I'm afraid of disappointing people. I'm afraid of seeing the disappointment on my wife's face and my son's face, the way that you looked at your daughter, watching her cry after Gunther beat you. I don't want to go through that, Sami Zayn said. Gable said, I understand that better than anybody. Gable said Sami is at his best when people are doubting him. Let's find that hunger and let's prove them wrong together. So Sami said yes. They went back and did the workout all over again. And this time Gable went to go put him in the sleeper again. And this time Sami Zayn was ready for it and reversed the sleeper. I thought this segment was excellent. I thought this was an excellent segment. I thought this was beautifully shot. I thought the emotion from Sami Zayn was perfect. I thought Gable being the hard-ass trainer was perfect. I loved everything about this. Now, I don't know if Sami's going to win against Gunther. There is a small sliver of a chance that he does win. Do I think he wins? No. Would I have him win if I had the pen to book WrestleMania? Am I booking Gunther to lose the title to Sami Zayn? No. No, I'm not. I think this sets up a longer story for Sami Zayn and Gunther. I do. I think Sami Zayn should really go into next year's WrestleMania against Gunther and win the World Heavyweight title. That's the story. Not the IC title. That IC title is Chad Gable's. I think Zayn and Gable are going to be a formidable pairing, having each other's back. I'm not turning Gable heel. I'm not having Gable turn on Sami at WrestleMania. I'm not. That's ridiculous. Sami is going to lose, and if he loses clean. Gable gets another shot at Gunther, or maybe he doesn't. I don't know. For all we know, they do the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal on Friday, and the winner of that gets another shot at Gunther in the Intercontinental Championship, or whoever the Intercontinental Champion is. Put something on the line. But if I have the pen, I'm not booking Sami Zayn to beat Gunther. I don't know if I have anybody beat Gunther. Again, if I had the pen, if you have me at a table creatively writing for WWE and someone on the team asks me, JD, what would you do? In your perfect scenario, in your perfect world, what do you do with Gunther? I don't have him lose the IC title at all. I have him go into all the international shows as IC champion. I have him eventually go after the world champion. I have him win the world championship. And then I have him drop the IC title to give way to a world championship, because the biggest thing that we need to have happen here is keep Gunther undefeated. That's what I'm going with. Seems like a long shot. I don't know if WWE's thinking along the same wavelengths. I've been saying this for months now, but I do feel that that is a huge holdup here. I don't think Triple H wants to beat Gunther. I don't. And no, I'm not talking about Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker's on SmackDown. Gunther's on Raw. Stop with the bullshit. Stop. Ilya Dragunov, I hear people say, Ilya Dragunov can beat Gunther. Ilya Dragunov's the NXT champion. There is a rumor right now that when Dragunov drops that title, whomever he drops the title to, I think he gets called up. He should get called up. The rumor is he will get called up when he drops that title, because he is beyond NXT right now. Who takes that title off of Dragunov? I'm putting it on Dijak. That's who I'm putting it on. I think Dijak is the guy to take the crown and beat Dragunov. Sign me up. And Dragunov makes the jump to the main roster. Whether he gets put on Raw or SmackDown, I don't know. But it would probably be a safe bet to say he lands on the same brand as Gunther. Please inject it into my veins again. Dragunov is special. If you don't know who Ilya Dragunov is, get ready. But that's what I'm doing. He's losing to Tony D? No. Tony D's going to win the championship? Really? I love Tony D, but I don't see him beating Dragunov. I don't. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you guys are right. I'm going with Dijak. I go Dijak. Dragunov's not getting called up yet. They just called up Breaker, they called up Stratton, and they called up Hayes. They're going to call up Hayes because Hayes is losing to Trick Williams, and Hayes is going to get called up. So that's a lot of talent that they're pulling from NXT. You want to pull Dragunov on top of that? Who do you have down there? Who's going to remain down there? That's what I'm doing. That's how I'm booking things. But I thought this was great. Sami Zayn. He went one-on-one with Bronson Reed. But before that, we got a backstage segment with the Judgment Day, and they were chatting. Rhea Ripley was laughing and said she has Becky's attention now. In walked Santos Escobar. He was with Legado del Fantasma. Dominic was excited to see him. Rhea Ripley was not happy that Dominic was excited to see Santos. You didn't tell us we were having company? What is with this lack of communication? Priest then pulls Dominic aside like a father scolding his son and said they gave him the blessing to have his father at WrestleMania, but this is too far. Dom asked Ripley to talk to Priest about not getting so angry. She said she would, but Dom has to work on communicating better with him. Or with her. Or Priest. He's got to communicate better with Priest. Dom suggested that they all play darts and break up the tension in the room. Seems like a Judgment Day split is happening imminently. Uh-oh. Sami Zayn versus Bronson Reed. This was a very good match. This was a good match last week when we got it. Sami lost. This week was another good match between these two. And Reed, I didn't think Reed was going to win 2 weeks in a row. I expected Sami to get the victory, but Sami did get the victory via disqualification. Reed was in control. Zayn hit a big sunset flip powerbomb out of the second turnbuckle. Got a 2 count. This is how he beat Reed in the gauntlet match a few weeks ago. Reed came back with a devastating Death Valley driver, and they went to commercial break. Zayn back from break. Tornado DDT. Goes for cover, gets a 2 count. Zayn could not get Reed up to hit the exploder. So Reed responded by hitting a twisting vertical suplex and then followed up with a senton. Reed then goes to the top rope for the tsunami. Zayn rolled out of the way. Zayn set up for the Helluva Kick. Stopped upon seeing Gunther, because at this point, Gunther dragged a lifeless Chad Gable onto the stage. Gunther went to the back. Zayn left the ring to go check on Gable. Gunther came out and snuck in an attack on Zayn. Gunther beat him down, chopping him, hitting him with the Intercontinental title. Gunther was about to leave. Zayn got back to his feet, making it back up, becoming the babyface, getting up after being beaten down badly. Crowd erupted. And then all of a sudden, laid him back down with the Intercontinental title and a huge overhand chop. And that was basically all she wrote for Sami Zayn. Now, the bell did not ring here. The bell did not ring. The referee was looking confused. I don't know what's so confusing. You had somebody else interfere in this match. They attacked Sami Zayn, which basically gives Sami Zayn the victory, and Bronson Reed loses by disqualification. What's so difficult to figure out? I see people, oh, well, I didn't hear the bell ring. All right, make a determination for yourself. What the fuck do you think it means? What do you think it means? Yeah, they're all going to go out and have beers and celebrate WrestleMania. The fuck do you think it means? Sami Zayn wins by disqualification. This match is going to be a fucking banger. Maybe the match of the weekend. No matter where you are, what you watch all weekend, the best pro wrestling match all weekend will be Sami Zayn versus Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship. And we are back for the Intercontinental Championship match to take place at WrestleMania, and it ends up being the workhorse match of the fucking weekend, the way that it used to be, the way that it should be. Love it. Looking forward to this. I don't think Zayn wins, but I'm still looking forward to it very much. Jey Uso ran into Lil Wayne backstage. Jey invited him to WrestleMania in Philly, and he accepted. Lil Wayne said that we'd all be hearing his new single, unfortunately, at WrestleMania. You know, I am very disappointed with the musical choices happening at WrestleMania. Is it too difficult to call up Alter Bridge so that they could play The Other Side for Judgment Day live at WrestleMania? Just saying. Just saying. Ivy Nile. Ivy Nile. Who? And Maxine Dupree. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. No. No. Yeah. There you go. Come on now, guys. You can't boo. can't boo Maxine Dupree, guys. You're gonna get us canceled, okay? You're gonna get somewhere. Rhea Ripley and Zelina Vega, they're gonna be upset, right? They're gonna be oh. I don't know what to tell you. Swear to God, man, you could hear the fucking people breathe in and out in the arena. That's how quiet they were for this match. Not a single solitary New York soul cared about this match. Absolutely zero heat. The big thing here is LeRae is continuing her heel work. Hartwell does not agree with the way LeRae has been acting. Maxine drop-kicked Hartwell into LeRae, knocking LeRae off the apron. Dupree then rolled up Hartwell for a stack pin, 1, 2, 3. Candice LeRae then was displeased, yelling at Indy Hartwell, "You just lost to Maxine Dupree. You're pathetic." It's great. 3 minutes of sheer silence. I thought I was at Easter Sunday Mass with how quiet New York was, man. You know how you hush a New York City crowd? Have a blowout in Citi Field. Have the Yankees go on a fucking 10-game losing streak or throw Maxine Dupree in a match at the Barclays Center. Seriously. Awful. Natalya. Luckily, she was not in the ring wrestling, but she did go over her favorite WrestleMania moment, which was, of course, Bret the Hitman Hart versus Owen Hart at WrestleMania 10. She advised other wrestlers, aspiring wrestlers, to watch that match. Owen versus Bret, one of the greatest, not only WrestleMania matches, but one of the greatest matches in WWE history, one of the greatest WrestleMania matches ever, and in my honest opinion, might have been the best opening match to a WrestleMania in history. Now, you could probably make a case for, I also love Triple H versus Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania 30. What other great opening match at WrestleMania could be up there with Bret and Owen? It's a good topic of discussion for the chat. Have at it. The Yankees are 5-0. That's great. They're clearly overachieving. Ricochet. He went one-on-one with my guy Ivar. Ivar's been doing great work, man. It's going to be very interesting when Eric of the Viking Raiders gets back and we get the Viking Raiders back on television as a tag team. I wonder how they will be pushed, with Ivar doing a lot of the heavy lifting in the last few months. Ricochet fought back after a commercial break, hit a beautiful dive. Ivar comes back with a sit-out powerbomb. Ivar hits, looks like he hit a Tour of the Islands. Springboard crossbody for 2. Ivar tried big corner splash. Ricochet caught him and hit a fucking fallaway slam on Ivar. Ricochet is always doing something that's going to say, what the fuck? It's crazy. It's ridiculous. He then hits a 630 senton. Crowd went crazy for this. 1, 2, 3. Ricochet came off great again. He's got some momentum. I don't know what we're doing with Ricochet, but I would not be surprised if Ricochet ends up winning the fucking Battle Royal on Friday. Got to do something with him. Can't wait to get that belt off of Gunther if he does drop it or lose it. Seriously. Ricochet needs to be in contention for some serious gold. The Yankees, in fact, are not better than the Braves. The Yankees lineup is nowhere as dangerous or lethal than the Atlanta Braves lineup. Give me a break. Fuck out of here. I'll take the Braves lineup 10 days out of 10 there, man. Come on now. Priest. We go back to the Judgment Day. And they're in the back. They're watching on a monitor with Legado del Fantasma. Priest says he doesn't understand why Ricochet hasn't been handled yet. J.D. McFish said he'd get him in the Andre Battle Royal on Friday. Dominic said if McAfee doesn't, he has just the guy for the job. In walks Andrade. Dominic introduced Andrade to Escobar. And then Andrade to Damian Priest. Doesn't look like Damian Priest has a problem with Andrade. He's been very friendly to Andrade. Dom said they make him a full member of the crew if he takes care of Ricochet. Andrade shook hands on it. Ripley stepped in and said, she's seen enough, and then she left. Priest asked Dom if they're using his darts. Dominic said he told them not to touch them. Looks like we have some tension in the Judgment Day. Becky Lynch made her entrance. We go into hour 3. Michael Cole plugged her book. Go pick it up. It's available now. Get it on Amazon for cheap. You can get it $10 cheaper than Barnes & Noble. McAfee said she's inspiring the world and he's heard rave reviews. Sure. Becky says she's done with the talking and told Ripley to come to the ring now. She threw the mic down. Adam Pearce walked out and says, they aren't doing this tonight. He says he won't jeopardize one of the biggest matches at WrestleMania this year. He says he was respectfully asking Becky to leave the ring. Ripley and her music played. She walked out. Pearce turned and told her, nope. No. Save it for WrestleMania. Fuck the Dodgers. They're 1-5. Fuck them. Ripley pretended to say, all right, I understand. Let's comply. I'm sorry, Pearce. She then charged through Pearce, threw her title at one of the security guards, and they brawled in the ring. Security pulled them apart. Fans booed. Becky broke free, leapt onto Ripley and security at ringside. She went back and started throwing haymakers at Rhea Ripley. It's basically what happened here. This did nothing to add any more intrigue to the match. I just hope that Rhea Ripley handles Becky Lynch easily at WrestleMania. It's going to be a good match. I think the ladies are going to kill it. They'll go 20 minutes. They'll kill it. They'll give you a great match worthy of WrestleMania, but there's no way Becky should win the match or the title. Zero. There's no way you're beating Rhea Ripley right now. Zero. Damage Control. Dakota. And Damage Control says they're the most dominant faction in WWE women's history. How many other women's factions has there been? The list is very short on that one. She says they'll prove it at WrestleMania, why they are the future. Great. Talk about a match with no fucking heat, huh? Io, Bayley, Naomi, Bianca, and Jade Cargill against Damage Control. No heat. No heat. It'll be warmer in Philadelphia than those matches have heat. WWE announced Clash at the Castle 2 will take place June 15th, and the location and venue will be announced tomorrow. So June 15th, we can axe that off the calendar. We're not getting Forbidden Door that weekend. Looks like Forbidden Door may be happening the week before or the week after. Just throwing that out there. For all you fine people that want to come to New York City for AEW New Japan Forbidden Door at Arthur Ashe Stadium here in New York City, Queens. Damage Control, Asuka, Kairi Sane, and Dakota Kai with Io against Shayna Baszler, Zoe Stark, and Tegan Nox. Told you, man, outside the major hitters here, we got zero heat. Zero heat. Don't know who cared about this match whatsoever. We go to commercial break. Stark is working over Asuka. German suplex. She hits Sane with a missile dropkick. Tegan Nox tagged in. Crickets. Crickets. Nox tagged in, hit a cannonball. Asuka broke up the cover. Everyone traded moves. Dakota Kai hit Knox with a big running corner kick. They have some history in old school black and gold NXT. The OGs remember. Asuka held Knox in place for Zayn to hit the insane elbow. 1, 2, 3. And Damage Control wins. And the crowd goes mild. WrestleMania. The match cards have been announced. Saturday's card is looking like this. Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch for the WWE Women's World Championship. Becky said she'd love to open night one because she's never opened a WrestleMania before. I could see them giving that to that. She also says she wants to watch Seth Rollins in the main event, so they'll probably end up giving Becky Lynch and Rhea Ripley the open. My guy coming in big, Stash Ketchum with a $100 super chat. Been a fan of yours since 2016. You rekindled my love for wrestling, bro. It's amazing to see how far you've grown as a creator in the last 8 years. I just want to show some love and support to the greatest podcast in the IWC. Hashtag fuck those other guys. Love it. Stash Ketchum. Thank you so very much, brother. We are just getting started. Rhea Ripley, Becky Lynch, Women's World Championship. Gunther versus Sami Zayn, IC Championship, happening on night one. Jay versus Jimmy Uso, happening on night one. 6-woman tag team match. Dakota Kai, Asuka, and Kairi Sane versus Bianca Belair, Naomi, and Jade Cargill. Judgment Day will defend their tag team titles in the 6-pack ladder match. Rey and Dominic Mysterio go at it. Dominic and Santos versus Rey and Dragon Lee, happening on night one. And then Roman Reigns and The Rock versus Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. That is the main event of night one. A lot of tag team matches on night one. There are 4 tag team matches on night one. It's pretty crazy. Now, night 2 is Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre, World Heavyweight Championship. I could see that opening up Sunday show. Io versus Bayley for the WWE Women's Championship. Logan Paul versus Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton for the United States Championship. LA Knight versus AJ Styles. 6-man tag. They just added this today. Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits versus Karrion Kross and AOP in a Philadelphia street fight. Very happy that Karrion Kross is getting a WrestleMania match. And Bobby Lashley, after last year's debacle, he's also getting a WrestleMania match as well. It'll be a nice payoff for that feud to end in Philadelphia. So good on that. Should be fun. With no rules, should be fun. And then Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes, WWE Universal Championship match. That will be the main event of WrestleMania. Kathy Kelly interviewed Rollins. He walked through the back. She wondered why he would accept this match with Solo Sikoa so close to WrestleMania. Rollins says he only has one gear. Pedal to the metal. I wonder what he's listening to. Full speed ahead. He always has a plan B. So he walks through Gorilla and he sees Drew McIntyre, which, by the way, I forgot to mention. There was this vignette of Drew McIntyre, and he was standing over a casket. He was in the funeral parlor. He closes the casket. He gets in front of the podium and speaks the eulogy at whomever funeral this was. He says, "Look into my eyes. What do you see? CM Punk has no match at WrestleMania." He said at the Royal Rumble, the world lost their chance to see an out-of-shape has-been headline WrestleMania. That was the match that was supposed to headline WrestleMania. It would have been CM Punk for Seth Rollins. CM Punk confirmed that today on Ariel Helwani. He said his brittle, fragile body failed him worse than it did in the UFC. He said now they're left with a thin-skinned guy who saw Jared Leto as the Joker and built his entire persona around him. Seth Cringe Lord Rollins is what Drew McIntyre called Rollins. Says he's got one foot in the grave already, and he can't face the Bloodline and then go on to beat him. He says he's going to take the broken down old workhorse out back after beating him for the world title and put him down once and for all. This was an excellent vignette. Love it. So good. Crown this man at WrestleMania the new World Heavyweight Champion. So Rollins, after this interview with Kathy Kelly, he walks through Gorilla and he sees Drew McIntyre sitting on a bunch of production crates, acting like a prick, very cocky. Seth looked at him because obviously he heard what he said in this vignette. He looked at Drew McIntyre, who's wearing his Savior of WrestleMania t-shirt, and says, "I ain't dead yet." So he walks away, and then in the distance, you hear Drew McIntyre said, "Yet." Camera followed Seth through Gorilla, and then out to the stage to make his entrance. Love Drew McIntyre. Being that we're doing Clash at the Castle, I would not be shocked if Drew McIntyre is the World Heavyweight Champion. Seth Rollins versus Solo Sikoa, Bloodline Rules, main event. This is the ending of Monday Night Raw. This match obviously was going to lead to some sort of ending angle. They weren't ending it with Rollins and Solo Sikoa. So they went right to a table spot as Sikoa put Rollins through a table with a middle rope Samoan drop 5 minutes into the match. It was basically pretty slow up until that point. Pretty pedestrian up until that point. Big Samoan drop. Looked nasty. 5 minutes into the match. After a commercial break, after this table spot, Sikoa was in control. Missed the big running Uso hip attack. Collided with the steel steps. Rollins smashed the steps into Sikoa's face. Rollins set up a table in the ring again and tried a suplex, but Sikoa cut him off. Rollins fought back, hit a sunset flip powerbomb through the table. Rollins hit a curb stomp, but Jimmy Uso attacks Rollins. It's no DQ. Bloodline Rules. Jay entered, took out Jimmy. They fought to the back, but Jay was attacked by The Rock, who made his way out via Gorilla. Rock then marched down to the ring. He stared down Rollins. Crowd chanted for Cody. Rollins smiled, and basically, you got what you all expected in the beginning of the show. Cody Rhodes makes the save. Rhodes has a bandage over his eyebrow. Attacked The Rock. I was a little petrified of Rock blowing out a quad or injuring himself taking one of the most simplest of bumps. But here he is bumping around for Cody. Rollins assisted Rhodes, who set up The Rock for a rock bottom on the table. Reigns makes the save. Rollins attacked Reigns, but Reigns chucked him into Rhodes and into the steel post. Reigns dropped Rollins with a big Superman punch. Rock then threw Cody into the ring, and he ate a devastating spear from Roman Reigns. Reigns and The Rock shook hands, hugged, embraced. And then Rock takes off his weight belt. It's a new blue, white, and red Nightmare weight belt. He whipped Cody Rhodes and Rollins like they were both government mules, like good old JR would say. Then he handed the belt to Reigns, who did the same and started whipping both Rhodes and Rollins. They then positioned Rhodes throat first over the middle rope, ripped his shirt off from behind, and The Rock ripped him repeatedly with the weight belt. Crowd is chanting, "Rocky sucks." They were chanting Rocky. Now they're chanting Rocky sucks. The tide from the beginning to the show to the end of the show was quite different. Reigns and Rock held up their belts. Reigns held up the Universal Championship. Rock held up his weight belt. Show ended. Rock was still whipping Cody as the cameras faded to black. Basically, referee was telling him, stop, stop, stop. He went to go whip the referee. Rock ain't fucking around. It's the way the show went off the air. The last Monday Night Raw before WrestleMania weekend. I thought it was an average at best show. The highlights for me, obviously, were the commercial-free hour where we got mostly Rock, Bloodline, and Rollins. That segment was deflated by an announcement of Solo versus Seth Rollins in the main event, which led to the ending angle, which was also a very good part of the show. I thought the ending angle, not as brutal as last week, not as epic as last week, but still pretty brutal. Whipping Cody and whipping Seth Rollins. We do have Friday. I wonder if they will let the babyfaces get some semblance of revenge on Friday, being that everybody will be at the Wells Fargo Arena in Philadelphia on Friday. I love the stuff with Gable and Zayn. I thought Bronson Reed versus Sami Zayn was very good. I thought the beatdown from Gunther on Sami was very good. I loved Ricochet and Ivar. I thought that was excellent. Outside that, there really wasn't much left. Honestly, the Drew vignette was excellent. There was some great shit. I thought Punk was advertised for this show. He was not on this show tonight. He did say that he'd be in Brooklyn after the Ariel Helwani podcast, but he did not show up tonight. No CM Punk tonight. So I thought Monday Night Raw was average at best for a Brooklyn show, for a go-home show. I expected a little bit more. But coming off last week's unbelievable Raw, where everybody thought it was one of the best Raws of the modern era, we got this show kind of a letdown. So I'm hoping for some decent SmackDown on Friday. Hopefully we get some big, big stuff one day before WrestleMania. Should be an interesting watch on Friday. Thank you guys very much for a unbelievable stream. Thank you guys very much. I appreciate you all very much for being here. You guys are awesome. We're going to get into the Super Chats in just a second, but I want to thank you for the 3,300 plus. I think we reached 3,400 tonight on the stream. We hit 1,000 likes. Thank you very much for that. Super Chats are open. Get them on in. Let's start April off with a bang. Programming note. TNT happening tomorrow. 1 p.m. Not 11. 1 p.m. Eastern. Drew and I will be live. TNT episode 42. We will talk about the CM Punk situation. Ariel Helwani. Should be good. And all the other news. We'll talk about the AEW releases. We'll talk about a bunch of shit on TNT. Follow me on social media at JDfromNY206. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. Make sure you guys go check out all the other content on the channel. There is plenty of it. And hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. Tonight's show sponsored by my great friends over at Blue Chew. You know, a lot of people don't want Cody to finish his story. I want you to finish yours. Can't do that without Blue Chew. BlueChew.com. Code JD at checkout. All you guys need to do is pay the $5 shipping and handling. Blue Chew is a unique online service that provides the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but it comes in chewable tablets. And they come at a fraction of the cost. You guys can plan for your story to end whenever you want. Day or night. Write the shit out. And be prepared. So make sure you guys go and do what you need to do, man. You guys can plan ahead, prepare whenever that opportunity arises. And the process is very simple. Sign up. Use that code, JD, at BlueChew.com. You're going to consult with one of their online medical providers. And once you're approved, you're going to receive your prescription within days. No questions asked. It's all done online. No funny, awkward conversations. No waiting in line at the doctor's office. No waiting in line at the pharmacy. All done online. Tablets are made in the USA and prepared and shipped direct to you. Discreetly. So if you guys want that extra confidence, why not give Blue Chew a try? Go out and finish your story. Show Cody Rhodes how it's done. BlueChew.com. Code JD at checkout. All you got to do is pay the $5 for the shipping and handling. Eclipse Mega Show. TK is paying me for sure. Oh, yeah? If TK was paying me, you fucking geek, I would have already plastered the check online. You know who pays me? The fine people over at Google. You know who pays me? My beautiful fucking fans that love and support what I do. I don't get a fucking dime from TK. In fact, I've been banned from media scrums for All Elite Wrestling because I'm open and honest. So I'd love to know where TK is paying me off. I'd love to know where Triple H is paying me off. News to me. Why don't you shut your fucking mouth? Everybody acts like, oh, the JD, he's on the payroll. Which payroll am I on? I can't be on two fucking payrolls. Am I on Paul Levesque's payroll or am I on Tony Khan's payroll? Which one is it? Make up your fucking minds. Michael Krause, $4 in Super Chat. Thank you. Good Monday, JD. You are ready. It's WrestleMania week. I'm more than ready, brother. Hope your weekend went well, my friend. Well, minus the rain that we're getting, I guess it was all right. Ali with 20 months. Thank you, Ali. JD, my friend, I respect you dearly for everything you do. Your videos help my day whenever I feel sad or stressed. Puts a big smile on my face. Thank you. Ali, thank you, man. Lee P with a $5.99. JD, you said Roman is the greatest final boss ever. Do you think Roman Rock feud starts with Rock saying he is, when Roman has backed it up over years? You know what, Lee? I'm not even going to talk about that because that should not happen yet. Michelle with a $2 super chat. Feels like Sami is winning at WrestleMania and Dom is leaving Judgment Day. I don't think Sami is going to beat Gunther. I don't. Jamel Turney with a $4.99. Why are people so mad Punk isn't telling any lies? AEW wants to put on 5-star matches every week, and if that's what they want to do, good for Tony. Well, the ratings are reflecting AEW right now. It's going to take more than 5-star matches, people. I've said that for months. Nobody seems to understand. Vinny with a $4.99. They make Priest look so dumb. Killing the Money in the Bank every week. He doesn't cash in. I don't know, Vinny. Why don't you go apply on WWE's corporate website to be a creative writer? Show how it's done to everybody. Michelle with a $2 super chat. That ending was fire. Now Cody Roman should be epic. $27 months. My guy James, Cody, be getting beat like a biatch. Because he is a biatch. It's exactly how they're treating him. Tony Brown with 22 months. Oh, well. Cody and Seth ass whooping. What else is new? What else is new, brother? Golden Boy with a $10 super chat. Hey, JD, I just wanted to say I feel they are putting so much into the tag team match and everything else with The Rock. That Roman vs. Cody match to finish his story seems not as important. Seems like an afterthought. Well, we have to watch Saturday night play out first, Golden Boy. Maybe it won't be so much of an afterthought. Easy with a $10 super chat. The Rock is the fucking GOAT. His heel work has been absolutely flawless. The beating on Cody almost guarantees Cody will win the title on Sunday and finish his story. JD is the final boss of the IWC. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. And people are upset about this greatly every week. Blurred the Nerd with a $5 super chat. Rock and Seth are channeling their inner Papa Jackson. Cody and Seth got beat like they were part of the Jackson 5. Okay. Joseph Morgan with a $10 super chat. Cody and Seth better be on SmackDown this Friday. If they don't, tonight telling us that Seth and Cody winning on Saturday and Roman winning on Sunday. No, Roman is not winning. Roman is not winning. Tribal Chief, 8 months. Raw was good, pal. OTS for Life, proud member. And JD, Rick and Michonne is a badass show. Yes, The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live was a great show. Only 6 episodes, but a great show nonetheless. It should have been at least 8 episodes. Hollywood Guy, $5 super chat. What happened to the Ivar push? All of a sudden, he's becoming a jobber. Well, the Andrade vs. Ricochet match should be fire. Yes, it should be. Lisa with a $5 super chat. Sami Chad segment was great. You can see Gunther dominating Sami, but Sami refusing to stay down. Gunther will win. But they are going to steal the show. They should. They should absolutely steal the show. Tay-Tay, the Savior with a 19 months. Cannot wait for WrestleMania. JD, Rock, and Roman pulled up to Raw and beat the shit out of Cody and Seth. Means we're getting back up on Sunday, eh? Yeah. I hope so. I don't know who it's going to be. But I'm here for it. Ben Callahan with a $5 super chat. Hey, JD, do you collect WWE and AEW action figures? Also, love the show. OTS for Life. I collect some action figures, but I don't open them. I keep them in the package. I have a CM Punk action figure in the box. I have an MJF action figure in the box. I have a John Moxley action figure and a Luchasaurus action figure. But I mostly collect WWE Funko. I got a whole bunch of them in the box. Joseph Taylor with a $10 super chat. So, JD, you're basically saying you would want Punk to stay in AEW, make the Elite leave the company they built, and have Punk put AEW out of business. No, I'm happy Punk left AEW and the Elite stayed. Joseph Taylor, I don't know where the fuck you got me saying that. All I've ever said is that they should have done business together. And they missed the fucking boat to make the company a lot of money. Punk wanted to work with them. Punk would have worked with them. You know who didn't want to work with him? The guys you just mentioned. Jedi Joke with 34 months. WrestleMania week is upon us. Let's fucking go. Yes. Cody Parker with a $4.99. I hate it. But what Roman has done to elevate the business the past 4 years is honestly hard to measure. Still needs to be Cody on Sunday. Go Gable. Tay-Tay with a $4.99. JD, do we see Cena, Austin, Hogan helping Cody Rhodes? Even the odds against Roman Reigns and the Bloodline at WrestleMania Sunday. I don't know why Hogan would be there, but Austin and Cena I could see, yes. The Arrow stream with a $2 super chat. We need Solo to sing the national anthem on Sunday. No, we don't. Joseph Morgan with a $10 super chat. In my last super chat, I said, I get my guard down. I get you to help me, but don't get my guard down. Did you watch Bray's documentary? Yet, it was beautiful. That I'm going to say about that. Hashtag RIP Bray. No, I will not watch the Bray documentary until I get to Atlantic City. It'll give me something to watch when I get down there on Thursday. Lucky Geo with a $4.99. Great stream, JD. Our times announced yet for TNT Sunday. Also, would there be a chance to meet you? Been watching your work since 2016. Geo, there will be all the opportunity in the world to meet us. I think what we do is at 2 p.m. I'm not sure. I have to check. But as long as you're there and you show up at the call time, you shouldn't miss us. Jamel Turney with a $4.99. JD, I know you are heartbroken that Gravity has been released along with Parker Boudreaux. I wish Parker nothing but the best. Gravity, I don't even know who the fuck that is. I'm going to have a terrible night's sleep knowing that Gravity got released from AEW. Jedi Joker with a $10 super chat. Work the next 4 days, then off for Mania. Gonna binge watch Walking Dead. Wanted to wait until the show was over to catch up. Also checking out the Bray and Roman documentary. Is gonna be a busy week. There's a lot of content there, Joker. Stay hydrated. Willie Martin with 32 months. What's up, JD? Not wrestling related, but on a scale of 1 to 10, how far in your feels did you get when Rick and Michonne reunited with Judith and RJ? I gotta admit, bro. I got a little salty discharge from my eyes. CK Comedy 100 with a $5 super chat. If they don't do the Avengers angle, then Cody better overcome the entire bloodline like Johnny Gargano did at TakeOver against the Undisputed Era. Yeah. That match was great. Kyle with a $5 super chat. Hey, JD, big fan. Are you okay taking photos with fans at Mania? Yes, I am. If you see me out and about, at the World, WrestleCon, at the tailgate, come up and take a picture. Basic with a $4.99. WWE should just have WCW Nitro main events. At least have WCW Nitro main events. Get Reigns in there with Seth. Only to have it end with interference from the Bloodline in a DQ. I agree. You know, who gives a fuck about Solo Sikoa and Seth Rollins? But they don't like giving away those types of matches. Triple H might not like giving away those types of matches. To Vince, he'd give away those matches and then repeat them at the pay-per-view. R-Truthy, earrings on my nipples, Demeter Bullion with a $5 super chat. Me wife, Ryback, return at Backlash to beat Gunther. Nanny Nabby says Junkyard Dog is good. You reckon? Non. I tell you, man, I don't know what Demeter is smoking before he writes these super chats, but holy shit, man. Demeter Bullion. R-Truthy, earrings on my nipples. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Listen, I don't know. I just read and accept the donation. Okay? Black Wolf with a $10 super chat and a 13-month membership. What's good, JD? Was that Raw live as usual when they are in New York and had a blast? While my favorite live Raw is still Night After Mania 28. It was close. Can't wait to be live at WrestleMania with Ya. Do you see Drew McIntyre possibly costing Cody and Seth the tag team match in order to add heat to his character before he hopefully wins the World Heavyweight title? Yes, I could. I could see that. I could see that. Mario with a $4.99. Hey, JD, if you had to choose, what would your love Ziggler nickname be? My Love Ziggler nickname? I have no fucking idea what you're telling me, Mario. No idea. The Ace. Stash. Catch him with the $100 super chat. Thank you, bro. Thank you for your amazing generosity. Vince McMahon's nuts smell like money with a $4.99. I'm from Scotland myself, and I can confirm the red logo dragon is the Scottish Dragon banner, so Drew's 100% signed the contract. Have a good weekend, bro. I saw that tweet going around on social media. I hope that's the case. Joseph King with 26 months. How long do you think it will take AEW to put the World Championship on the Switchblade? I do think Ospreay will get it before him. There is a pecking order here, Joseph. We're looking at Swerve. It's time. He wins the title from Joe. Then we're looking at MJF and possibly Adam Cole. And then we're looking at Will Ospreay. Switchblade might not be looking at a World Championship until probably late in 2025. Maybe. Jedi Joker with a $5 super chat. MJF would be proud of The Rock whipping Cody like that. Yes, because The Rock went back and watched MJF whipping Cody Rhodes on Dynamite all those years ago and got influenced to do that again to him tonight. Shoot him up with a $4.99. Hey, JD, big fan since the COD Ghost days. You're even giving me birthday shout-outs back in the day. Love you and congrats on everything you've done. Hashtag Team JD for life. Shoot him up. Thank you, brother. Those were some good times, man. The things that I said back in the day, I can no longer say. I miss those days. Nick Williams with the $2 super chat. Who wins, Sonic or Sephiroth? Nick, are you serious? Rich Mulatto with a $1.99. Are you attending Steel City Con in PA next week? I have no fucking idea what that is. What is that? Steel City Con. Next week? I won't be in the area next week. What is that? Steel City Con. What is that? Is that wrestling? Is that Pokemon? Oh, it's a Comic-Con. Oh, boy. It is a Comic-Con. Do they have... Who is this? Tsukisha Ray. I don't know who that is, but I may go just for her. What do you do? Is it? I mean, can I buy anything there? I don't know. I'll look into it. Thank you, Rich. Adam JD519 with a $2 super chat. You're just honest, JD. Fuck the haters. Thank you, Adam. Hooligram. I know you're not a new member, Hooligram. That's bullshit. Nick Williams with the $2 super chat. Who wins, Goku or Roman Reigns? I'm going with Roman Reigns. Nick Williams with the $2 super chat. Hot dogs or pumpkin? I'm going with pumpkin. Nick, I think you might be on drugs. That's some schedule you are on this week, says Hooligan with 40 months. Pace and hydrate yourself, please, bro. We are all spoiled by your work ethic. Thank you and have fun this week. Thank you, man. Rich Mulatto with a $1.99. Dan Schneider versus Amanda Bynes at WrestleMania 40. Book it. I don't know, man. Amanda Bynes is looking kind of manly nowadays. What happened there? And no, I will not get involved with this child P-file nonsense that Nickelodeon has been exposed for. They're all pedos. All Hollywood is. Tony Leone with a $5 super chat. Are you worried about the quality of the night 1 match in ring? I'm concerned with that night 2 looming. They play it safe to avoid injuries. Nah. Luigi Carmine with a $2 super chat. Who's better, Dana Brooke or Maxine Dupri? Oh, my fucking goodness. Holy shit. Who's better? Believe it or not, Dana is better. Tanmay with 51 months. Tanmay, it's a fucking beast. Tanmay is the longest running OTS member in history since the memberships have been an option on YouTube. And RA with a $4.99. I have a friend of a friend whose friends is friends. Let me repeat that. I have a friend of a friend whose friends is friends. Cody isn't going over. They're going for Hogan's record. No. Absolutely not. You have a friend of a friend whose friend is friends. No. I don't care what your friend says. Your friend... Why would anybody know anything this close to WrestleMania outside of Paul Levesque, Roman Reigns, The Rock, and Cody Rhodes? Why? And Nick Khan. Come on now. Guys, I'm getting out of here. Thank you. 3,400 live, 1,100 likes, super chats. Thank you. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. Make sure you guys follow me on social media at JDfromNY206 on X, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. Kal-El with a $5 super chat. What the hell is up with the chat tonight? Just say no, people. If you do Comic-Con, I'd be there for sure. I do live in Pittsburgh. Mustangs rule. I don't know, I'll see. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. Remember, guys, TNT. Tuesday Night Titans. Not tomorrow night. Not Thursday, like I originally said. We're looking at Tuesday afternoon, 1 p.m. Eastern. Drew and I will be live on YouTube to talk about CM Punk and Ariel Helwani. So make sure you guys tune into that. And I'll keep you guys updated on the rest of the day. If there will be another stream Tuesday night or a video somewhere Tuesday afternoon. Shout out to my sponsor tonight, Blue Chew, BlueChew.com. Code JD at checkout. And please continue to hit that thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you thought of tonight's Raw go-home show before WrestleMania. Guys, we'll see you tomorrow night. Boom! Or tomorrow afternoon, I should say, for Tuesday Night Titans episode 42 right here on OTS. I'll see you guys later.